We're about to dive into the hidden history behind one of the world's most famous and, yeah, strongest cups of tea. So, you know that cup of tea you might be drinking right now? Well, its backstory is way more complex and honestly more fascinating than you'd probably ever guess. And it all starts in a place called Assam, a state in northeast India.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the official story. You know, the one you probably read in a history book somewhere.
This standard narrative kind of goes like this. The British were desperate, and I mean desperate, to break China's monopoly on tea. And then, voila, they just happened to stumble upon these wild tea plants growing in Assam. And the credit for this big discovery? It goes to a Scottish adventurer, a guy named Robert Bruce.
But is that really the whole story? Not even close. In fact, the official history leaves out the most important part.
Okay, so here's the truth. Tea in Assam wasn't discovered by the British, not at all. It was introduced to them, and it was introduced by the very people who had been growing it, brewing it, and perfecting it for centuries.
And this right here? This is Thalap. It's the traditional tea of the Singpho people. I mean, think about this. Their oral traditions suggest they were brewing this stuff way back in the 12th century. And it wasn't just, a simple daily drink. For them, it was a source of energy, and they even used it as medicine.
And you can really see their expertise in how they made it. The Singpho method is, honestly, a masterclass. They take fresh leaves, heat them in a pan, and then let them dry out in the sun. After that, they packed them super tightly into bamboo tubes, and get this, they'd smoke the bamboo over a fire. This whole process transformed the leaves into this solid, smoky, and just unbelievably rich block of tea.
So here's the real takeaway, right? You've got two histories running side by side. On one side, you have this ancient indigenous tradition, and on the other, you have a massive colonial industry that only kicked off after a Singpho chief, a man named Besagaum, showed Robert Bruce the plant and explained what it was for. See, it wasn't a discovery, it was shared knowledge.
And once the British caught on to the massive potential of what they'd been shown, wow, they moved incredibly fast to turn this local tradition into a global powerhouse.
Just look at how quickly everything changed. I mean, it's wild. In 1835, you have the very first commercial tea garden. Just 3 years later, 3 chests of Assam tea are being sold in London. And by 1839, the Assam company is up and running, launching this massive industrial boom that literally changed tea forever.
All right, so what actually gives Assam tea that signature, bold, almost malty flavor we all know? Well, the answer isn't just in the history books, it's in the land itself.
It's basically a perfect storm of 3 things. First, you've got the native tea plant, Camellia sinense var. Assamica. Its leaves are just bigger than the Chinese version, and that's what gives it that bold punch. Second, there's the Brahmaputra River. It floods every year, leaving behind this incredibly rich soil. And finally, the climate. It's hot, it's humid, it's rainy, pretty much the perfect recipe for growing seriously powerful tea.
Just think about that for a second. Every time you drink Assam tea, you're not just tasting a leaf. You're tasting the river, the rains, the soil of this amazing place. It's not just a drink. You're tasting an entire ecosystem in a cup.
But, there's one more crucial piece to this puzzle, and that's the people. Because the history of Assam tea is also a story about the incredible human effort that goes into every single cup. Think about this number for a second. 21 kilograms. That's nearly 50 pounds. And that is the average weight of tea leaves that a single plucker, usually a woman, picks by hand every single day. Their skill, their unbelievable hard work, that is the true backbone of this entire industry.
So, try to remember this incredible journey, from the ancient wisdom of the Singpho people to the colonial boom that changed everything, and all the way to the hard-working hands that still pick every single leaf. Because the next time you take a sip of that tea, just remember you're not just drinking tea, you're tasting a piece of Assam's history.